Well, g'day there, Mad Monday mutants, and welcome into the Export Beer Garden studio for the Mad Monday podcast. Thanks to the legends at 4 and 20 Pies. My name is Tino Fa'asua Manaiawi, and I am joined remotely by... Geez, where did we land on you, Dai? I've had about 3 different ones running through my head.
Yeah, we've got Tohu Henwood, probably Tanner Henwood actually filling in today. He should be a permanent member, but he's had a few weeks off.
To Dai Martin.
to Dai Martin. I quite like that.
It's a stretch.
James Fisher Henwood.
Well, how are you, mate, first of all, and how did you enjoy your weekend of footy?
Mate, I am pretty good, but I have been, I've done a bit of a think back on this season, right? And I felt, why is every post-game felt like thank God, or a stress going into the game? This has been a stressful season.
It has,
Yet it is one of the best seasons the Warriors have had. But it feels like every game that we've won even, except for the Cronulla game, has been a grind, like a 2 to 4 point win. Then we've had just losses when we shouldn't lose. We're in a great spot. We've only just fallen out of the 4, but it feels like it's been a tough season as a fan.
Yeah, I think what doesn't help is the way we've won all those games. Not one of those games has felt like you said that we were going to win it, from the jump. It was always been tight, tense, turgid. We'll get into the game on the weekend. It was another one of those that could have gone either way. The other thing is, I do think the psychic impact of the 2 massive ACLs that we had this season, I think have really they've almost inflicted a generational marmite on Warriors fans. This is going to stick with us intergenerationally this season. And despite all of that, like you say, look up, look at the table, you'd take 6th all day long.
Look, you compare this to, what was it, 2015 or 18 when Sean Johnson, did his calf going for the try line, and then that just knocked us out for the year.
15, I think.
It feels a bit like that. However, we've actually kept going and we've kept winning. I've said it before. I think the biggest loss for us has actually been Mitch Barnett.
Yeah.
Just because he was that real starch in the middle. And we also, you've got to remember, not only did we lose Mitch and Metcalf, in that period we had those games where we were also missing Wade Egan, Chance, Dallin, which may or may not have been the biggest loss for us.
Rocco Berry.
Rocco Berry. How good was it to see him get through a full game? But also, on top of that, as someone who's out there as a member each game, it is a bummer Mount Smart's not a fortress anymore.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't seem to intimidate other fan groups, and later in the potty we'll delve into how the back end of the season looks for us. But if we're playing a hot to trot Penrith there, I don't think our home ground advantage is going to buy us much.
No, but one thing I know about Warriors fans is we stick to things whether they're true or not. Like we tell ourselves that the Warriors get up for Anzac Day. We tell ourselves that Mount Smart is a fortress. We tell ourselves that we throw the footy around willy-nilly. None of those things are true, but we'll stick to them as fans.
Bro, I was out at the local store and this dude was giving me the Anzac Day spiel, that we just step up. And I was like, dude, we've lost like 18 out of 20 games. Like
by historic margins too.
Yeah, by historic margins. We lost so badly for so long. They've changed our team to the Titans from Melbourne.
Yeah. So, but look, we'll keep telling ourselves those things are true, and that's just how you get through in an abusive relationship like being a Warriors fan.
And the other one is that we've got a really big damaging pack.
Yeah.
And actually, we've got one of the smaller packs in the comp.
All of our props 3 years ago were second rows. Almost every single one of them except for James Fisher-Harris.
Our biggest guy is Marata.
Yeah.
And at 102 kegs or something.
And he was a centre before he came to us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, you're right. We tell ourselves these stories. But, look, this is all part of being a Warriors fan. Let's get into the game itself. My take on this game is we'll get into the knock-ons, the touches, the no-touches, blah, blah, blah. This game had the vibe of we threw this one back to Tangaroa. We said, you know what? This is going to give us a little bit of a good standing in the eyes of the rugby league gods. Let's throw this one back in. It'll come back to us later on in the playoffs. The way that they won that game was there was our TAB hunch came in within the first 20 minutes. Josh Adokar scoring 105-metre try. Only a handful of guys who could have scored that try in the league. That was a little bit fluky. Then obviously the Dimitri Vaimonga knock on into the Adam Pompey match winner that was taken back. It was just, there were a lot of those kind of fluky things. A lot of them have gone our way this year. On the weekend they didn't. And so I feel like this was a good one to toss back. We toss back a fat snapper and we'll get that one back down the track, I reckon.
Oh, see, it might not even be a fat snapper because the Eels aren't in the 8. So you're sort of saying, we had that borderline one that we just chose. No, that's just on the ruler, but no, I'm sending it back. And then we're going to pull in a hell of a kingy.
Yeah.
Then we're going to beat a Penrith or something in the finals.
That's it.
Breaking it down, I don't think the ref had anything to do with this game. It came down to the boot, right? We were 4 tries apiece, but Zach Lomax, he kicked 4 from 4.
Yeah.
We kicked 3 from 4, plus there was the penalty goal. And more importantly, we won the meters, right? But Mitch Moses kicked the bejesus out of us, right? So he kicked 883 meters compared to our 589 meters. So he just controlled the game, which means that we were constantly coming out of our back end. We'd have an awesome defensive set.
Yeah.
Then he'd just smoke it downfield.
It was so disheartening because you're like, hang on, we were just knocking on their door. They had a 6-tackle set. We're coming off our try line. They didn't even get over halfway.
Yeah, and it's insane when you got a kicker like that. And there aren't that many kickers like that in the game, right? There's Mitch Moses, DCE, even Cleary can't kick it that far. Matt Burton is one, and it's
Fogarty.
such a game changer because Tanner's a good kicker, CHT's okay, but they don't have that epic distance. And looking at a few other stats during this game, right, the Eels completed 91% on their sets. They were 34 out of 37, whereas we were only 81%. And it was errors, man. 11 errors from us, and they only had 7. And that was huge because we controlled, we had the penalties, we had the 6 agains. So we had quite a good rub of the green, and it was the 2 late errors after Halasima got his brace of tries. In the 74th and 76th minute, we made errors, which was when we were on that just after the sort of comeback, because like at halftime, I thought this was going to blow out to, this was going to be a 13-plus scoreline. But then at that 55th minute, we sort of had about 15, 16 minutes of scoring tries, RTS, Halasima. It was on.
Yeah, we
right?
might just do this, yeah.
And I thought, we're coming back. And we just couldn't do it. It was down to pace as well. For me, like Rocco, was it Rocco who almost scored in that like 3rd minute and then Adokar grabbed it?
Well, it could have been. I can't remember.
I think it was Rocco dived out and he sort of bounced it or missed it. And then Adokar got it.
Gone.
And any backline with pace troubles us.
Yeah, it tears us to bits.
Anytime there's a little break, whether it be Iongi, who's just an epic player, Adokar, he's tied or is the fastest in the comp. They just tore us apart, and in a foot race, we just can't chase them down.
No, it's always been those those whippet outside backs, like Kalen Ponga when he was playing earlier this year. Those are the kind of players. I was worried when Keanu Kinney came off the bench for the Titans. I was like, oh God, is he going to tear us apart? It's those little greyhound dudes who we really struggle against. The Dimitri Vaimonga thing, first off, that was massively against the run of play. We'll always remember that as the moment they took the game away from us, but it was actually kind of a fluky play. I understand it was consistent in that rugby league is adjudicated on vibe, and the vibe was he knocked it on. So he goes up, his hand is facing back towards his own in goal, and it touches the ball. It was a bit of like, did he touch it? Did he not touch it? He came out and said, I definitely touched it. But if he touched it, then surely he could have only knocked it backwards because that's the way his hand was facing. But the flip side of that is that's how rugby league is always been adjudicated, is on vibe. Is the vibe that you dropped that? Yes, the vibe is he dropped it. Then that has to be a knock on. But when it goes against you, it hurts.
Yeah, because you saw his finger sort of bend.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a bat back.
No.
It was a fluky sort of touch. And rugby league is always, it seems to have changed slightly, but it was always basically, if you touch the ball and it hits the ground, it's a knock on, no matter which way it sort of goes. And I must say, I was actually okay with that call.
Yeah.
It was a bummer, but I was okay with it. What lost us the game was Jack Williams' try in the 15th minute, where he just walked straight through our entire forward and back defence and scored under the sticks. Like, I always think if the Vaimonga no try had happened in like the 10th minute, would we be talking about it as much?
Not at all.
You know? So it's that thing of when something happens in a game, it seems so much more impactful when it happens towards the end.
Yeah, well, like for example, if you swap that situation with the Josh Addo-Carr, if he had done that to win, we wouldn't have felt as bad because it would have been like, no, well, bugger it. What are you going to do? 100-metre try to beat us on the hooter, so be it. But it's because we're predisposed first off to think that the refs are trying to fuck us, and so when something that's a little bit borderline happens, we're like, no, well, there it is again. They're trying to do us.
Oh, yeah, I was, this was due to the joys of cold and flu going through the whānau.
Oh, great.
I was hiding out at the beach with my daughter watching this game on the telly. We didn't get out to the game. So I had a bit of the Warriors Reddit thread going.
Yeah.
Whoa. We know how to comment on the ref, I tell you that.
Yeah, it's a big part of being a Warriors fan. I think people don't understand that. I think Warriors fandom's a unique situation to be in. People that come in from other sports are like, don't you guys just like blindly support them and only ever say positive things about them? Like, welcome to the Reddit thread, brother.
I was also a bit bummed out or a bit shamed out reading that Herald article that Cam George was going to talk to the NRL about it.
About what?
About the knock on and it's like, bro, we've got to let it go.
Yeah,
because we as I said before, right, we had the majority of the penalties, we had the majority of the 6 agains. But getting away from the negative stuff, looking at a couple of standout performers.
Yep.
Once again, Chance Nickel-Klukstad coming in at 328 metres.
Yeah.
He is pretty staunch at the back. Granted, I love Chance, but I also love Tane. And I think we need to incorporate Tane somehow into this team because Webby's game plan is very boring, right?
Yep.
And this isn't boring in a negative way.
No, designed that way.
Very designed, structured, which is why we don't contest kicks. We kick to the corner, wait for them to catch it, try and drive them down. So Tane is an X-factor player.
Yeah.
He nips, you never quite know what's going to go when he has it. He's random. So if there was a way of incorporating Chance and Tane, that'd be awesome. Another standout player who's having a blinder of the second half of the season is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Yeah.
Just shy of 300 metres, 2 line breaks, 8 tackle busts, and a try.
Yeah.
Which this is the most tries he scored in a season ever at 12. Previously was 11 when he was at the Roosters. So in the back end of his career, he's having a stormer of a game.
He is.
Stormer of a season.
On Chance, and we're going to talk about Reece Walsh a little bit down the track, but we were talking about him this morning on the radio show, and someone was saying, wasn't he amazing when we had him? And I said he was, but he wasn't the fullback that we needed because, we've all got that image of him getting dragged over the try line while our opponent scores a try. We didn't need him at that time. What we needed was Chance because we weren't a good enough defensive team. I think we're good enough defensively now that actually what you're saying is so spot on. We kind of need that X factor at number one. We've had chances of obviously workhorse, incredible on defense, but it's the X factor, particularly with Metcalf out. But I actually think that we deserve one of those fullbacks now. You know, for the longest time we didn't, but now I think we're at the point where we need one of those whippet dudes out the back that can really blow a game open. It's just you can't drop chance.
Yeah, because we're like looking at Walsh. Granted, he is a game breaker, right? No denying that he's like an insane X factor player, so fast. His decision making is pretty good, but
he's a luxury.
Talk about his rocks. He has rocks every game, right?
Yeah.
He throws 2 to 3 forward passes. He hates contact. So, like in that Broncos game, he threw a shocker of a ball, catching it on his own goal line, then just threw a shocker of a pass because he didn't want the contact. He's defensively slightly suspect, but he brings you two tries and a try assist every game, you know?
That's exactly it. And we didn't need that for the longest time. For years, we were just like, we can't afford that because we're not safe enough. I think we are now. I think we've earned the right to have a bit of razzle dazzle at fullback.
I know, and it's a tough one because we've got these, for lack of a better word, aging players, but they still have a season in them, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
like the thing is,
Roger Dallin,
and Chance, right?
Probably Chance. 29 Chance.
29. He's probably got a few more seasons. Dallin's signed for 2 more. Roger might be leaving at the end of the year, depending on this R360.
The Roger 360.
Which pundits seem to think has only got a 20% chance of actually happening.
Have you bet on that?
So you can bet on anything. I found a website where you can bet on if Elon Musk can change his profile picture on Twitter today.
Oh, did he?
No, he didn't. That sort of betting feels like something you could game quite easily.
I found a unlosable bet, and it was whether a nuclear bomb would go off in 2025, the calendar year 2025. I feel like bet against it, and if it doesn't happen, then you make money. If it does happen, we're all dead anyway.
So what's the point in having the cash?
Well, it's only about $1.10 or something that it doesn't, but I still feel like that's money for jam. Anyway,
I do not know how Josh Adokar was paying more than $2 to score in that game.
Oh, I know,
because that was the easiest money anyone could make.
That was the fill up from the last 2 weeks where the left winger for our opponents hadn't scored, and everyone who had been cashing in on that loophole had lost on Phil Sami and whoever, Tuipulotu, and then all of a sudden everyone filled up on Josh Adokar.
Yeah, because I'm $50 on the opponent's left winger each game.
Standard.
And I'm still up.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%.
When I say still up, I'm up 700.
All right, well, let's look ahead to the Sea Eagles. This is our last game of the year. I reckon we'll get into the playoff ramifications shortly, but how do you think we go against the Sea Eagles?
Okay.
They were sort of the foil of our season last year. Remember there was a draw at the start of the year, and then I think they beat us later on in the year that had us missing.
And we had that chaotic game where the Sea Eagles were up by heaps at Mount Smart. Then we massively came back.
Yeah.
And then there was the hit on the kicker's leg.
Yes. Yeah.
And we drew the game.
Yeah.
At the end of extra time. I worry about this game because Manly are a weird team this year. They are like either get hammered or put 40, 50 points on you, right?
They just beat the Dragons 40-24.
So Tolu Kola is out. That's a positive for us. He's a fast, explosive centre.
Made a bit of money on him on the weekend.
Downsides. Daly Cherry Evans last game. So they really stepped up didn't he have a milestone game recently? Like I think 300th or something?
Yeah, 3,000 games in rugby league, I think, is what he chalked up.
Yeah. So he's going to want to go out on high, maybe get a bonus for a neck extension or whatever he's into. And then you've got Turbos are in form. Ben Travojevic looks good.
Your Burbos.
Tommy Turbo seems to be finding his form.
Your Gerbos.
The pilot of Turkish Airlines, Matt Lodge, he's still going. Hopefully we're not still paying him.
I think we are.
But it's at Brookvale, Four Pines Park. I had the feeling we could get dusted 13 plus, but when I had that feeling, that often means we're going to win.
Yeah. Week before they piled 58 on the Dolphins. It was a brutal 58 too at Four Pines Park.
How weird was that? Because the dish lickers have been doing pretty
They're doing all right.
They went through that thing, where they put on 300 points in 4 games or something like that?
Yeah.
They went through this period. And then they've just been getting dusted. But then they got up against the, was the Tits on the weekend they got up against?
Yeah.
But what I worry about is Manly have a lot of points in them. And we thrive in that 14-12 game.
Yeah, but this has been the story of the Warriors all season, is we're either going to beat you 1-12 or you're going to beat us by 14. And
I was wondering whether Webby was going to get on the resting train and just play our full New South Wales Cup side.
Not a bad shout.
And then just surrender to playing Penrith. So I think they will step up for Daly Cherry Evans. I think this is going to be a very tough game for us. I think that's good, though. I think a hard game on the road. If we could really put on a show and dust the Sea Eagles at Four Pines Park, that would put us in great stead. It would also potentially put us in Canberra.
Yeah, well,
for a semi. The beginning of the final.
Let's take a quick break and come back and break down how exactly, because a week from now we will be previewing the Warriors' first round in the playoffs, which is very exciting. So let's take a break and come back and look at some of the permutations where we could finish. Okay, so as it stands right now on the table, we are in 6th, and that is a points differential issue for us, which we have had all year. We're tied on 34 points with the Sharks, who are above us, and the Broncos, who are above them. This is how we've managed to go from 4th down to 6th. One of the good things about that is that both of those teams have tough games this weekend. So the Broncos, who are above us, they play the Storm.
Now, the Storm, I'm going to say the Storm are the Broncos' hoodoo team. The Storm are everyone's hoodoo team. Yeah. And also, Craig Bellamy looked like he was going to kill and eat every single one of the Melbourne Storm players after they leaked 40 points in one half against the Roosters.
Yeah.
So he is not resting any players. Jerome Hughes is back. Eli Katoa's back. Xavier Coates is back. I reckon Brisbane could well lose this game because also, you know how we're talking about the rocks and diamonds, say the forward passes from Reece Walsh?
Yep.
Melbourne make you pay for those.
100%.
So, and you can't tell Reece Walsh to put it away because he's gonna fling it about.
That's what he does.
He's like the pants man down the viaduct. It is never zipped. So it is. He's going to just go hard. I think it's going to be a struggle for the Broncos to win that.
So do I, and so does the TAB. The TAB's got the Storm at $1.82. They got the Broncos at $2. I think they should be further out. I think the Storm come back and beat them this weekend. And the other good news is that the Sharks, who are above us, they're running into a buzzsaw too. They've got the Bulldogs. So those are the two teams above us, and they're playing the two teams above them.
Hey, are the Sharks at home or are they at Accor?
Question without warning. I believe they are at Accor Stadium in Sydney. That is where they are.
So that's a Dogs home game.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs have been out of form, even though they beat Penrith, where Penrith sort of gifted them the 2 points by resting 16 of their players. The Bulldogs are in a similar-ish position to us, although albeit a little bit better. They're going to want to really stamp their mark on going into the finals. And Cronulla have been very up and down.
Yeah.
A big loss, I think Carraz is out, isn't it?
Yes.
He got injured in the game in the game on the weekend. But then the flip side of this is I could actually see the Broncos, the Sharks, and us all losing and everything staying the same.
Well, and then a third flip side to that, to add another side to our pyramid here, Dai. If this all goes chalk, if this goes as the TAB thinks it's going to go, then the Broncos lose, the Sharks also lose, but we lose too. So all three are in play. We could win all of our games. All three of those teams could win, including us, or all three of us could lose.
Everything stays the same.
Everything stays exactly the same. So this is a really long roundabout way of saying the next time we sit in the studio and talk about rugby league, we will be previewing the Warriors taking on the Panthers in round 1 of the playoffs.
Okay, question for you. The next time we do sit down, would you rather us be discussing playing Canberra in Canberra or Penrith at the Fruit Bowl, Mount Smart, Go Media?
Penrith. I don't like the Raiders. I think they're too good at the moment. They've got momentum. They're looking good. I wouldn't want to be over there either. I just think...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
just getting covered in milk and Viking claps would be pretty full on.
Yeah. And they're packing that place out. That's a cool-looking stadium when it's packed out in Canberra.
It is. Either way, it's tough because, dude, Ivan Cleary is going to have that the Panthers side humming.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be full strength and it is going to be humming because they need to win 5 games in a row to take the premiership out, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're scared of travelling. As we mentioned, Mount Smart's not the fortress it once used to be.
I know, but
either way. But then I'm like, hey, we're the type of team. We are the type of team, and every Warriors fans know this, that gets dusted 66-0 by the Titans and then takes out Penrith and Magic Round with basically our New South Wales Cup team. It was last year.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Literally last year.
So I don't know. I actually think the bigger underdogs we are, the better.
Maybe. I don't know. Give me Penrith at home. I'd much rather Penrith at home than the Raiders at the moment.
And also it means our home fans can go and watch some finals.
That's it. And I think I've said this before as well, but like, you know, we always like, oh, is it our year? Is it our year? And I think to a lot of people that means, do we win the entire competition? But to me, I think our year, 2023 was our year. That was our year. We got the home playoff game. We got up the wires. It was every game was sold out. That was our year. This year,
yeah, we beat Newcastle in the opening game.
Yep,
we
lost to the Broncos, who then went to the grand final and lost in like right on the hooter. So
speaking of Reece Walsh's forward passes,
yeah, exactly. But that I consider to be our year. This again is our year, and I think if we can cap that off with a home playoff game, win or lose, I think then that's our year. But yeah, I reckon we're going to be taking on the Panthers next weekend, and I would prefer it.
What I want this to be, though, because for me, in all seriousness, I had us finishing actually about 12th this year, after last year. This has been a great year, and I hope this is just the beginning of us consistently being a top 8 side.
Yeah, oh, no, I think so too. We got the Zesty boys coming through, Dimitri, Lecker, first ready Eddie Jeremiah Toyava. They're calling him David Goggins. Did you know that? They call him Goggins because he's the fittest guy in camp.
He also, for some reason, I had in my head, he's a back, but he plays second row. But how many? We don't lack a second rower, eh?
No, man, we are a second row factory at the moment. But bugger it, put 13 of the bastards out there.
I'm into it.
They're good enough. Yeah, so I can only see us getting better next year. I agree with you. The piece of audio, actually a video, if you've seen it, you probably would have seen it. It's been doing the rounds this morning. Hit my algorithm last night. We talked about it on the radio show this morning. It's audio of Reece Walsh demonstrating some of his recovery tactics. I think we get the audio here.
They reckon there's a new form of recovery to recover the muscles. They reckon if you just toilet water, just give it a little drink.
Where do you stand on toilet water?
Paint a picture for the audio listeners.
So we are lights off in a bathroom somewhere. It's a black toilet bowl for some reason. It's one of those cyclone ones. As he flushes it, it swirls. He flips the camera around, scoops a cup of water from the toilet bowl, and then drinks it from his hand. Again, lights off, shirtless. The Broncos PR team have leapt into action this morning saying, to clarify, he's just done some renos on his house, and so that is a brand spanking new toilet bowl. To which we had plumbers texting into the show this morning saying, does he not know that every plumber christens the toilet after they install it? Where do you stand on toilet water as a supplement, Dai?
Cracking move on the black toilet. That's you don't actually see those often, a lot, do you?
No, you don't.
Black toilet with the cyclone flush. People thought ice baths were taking it too far. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's trying to supplement up his immune system or something. What I've figured out with Reece is he really is 0 or 100 when it comes to the internet, eh? Like, didn't he punch his mate in the head was the last thing he did?
He did do that, yeah.
His decision-making skills on what to post is very intriguing.
It's rocks or diamonds.
Exactly. Whenever I see something like that, all I imagine is Madge Maguire watching it.
And just being
so, like, Tales of Tiger Town angry.
Yeah.
Just like, it's like, bro, this is like when Reece Walsh throws a crazy forward pass when the Broncos are up. It's like, dude, it's just own goal, central, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to drink out of a toilet, man. You've already got enough followers, bro. that is so, and I say this, that is such something you do when you're at uni or something. But then I'm like, oh, the dude is like
he's uni age
4 or whatever, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Madge would just be having a heart attack. If he gets Campbell back there and can't play, that would be horrific.
Well, the only way I could justify it is maybe he's seen the wastewater testing numbers and how much meth's going through the toilet, so he thought, let me just cut it off at the source and have a hone straight out of the bowl. All right, let's chuck on a TAB hunch, take a break, and we'll come back with Off the Back Fence. This week we're going, if the Warriors win this, it's only going to be by 1-12. I think we can all agree on that. I don't see us blowing them out 13+. That is paying $3.45, so I think that's good eating. We're going to chuck $100 bonus bet thanks to the TAB on that. And if that comes in, that's $245 into the kitty.
I hate to throw a question at you that you don't know. What are the tab odds on us winning? We've already said that.
$2.55 on us to win at the moment, which is
so they're back in Manly at the moment.
$1.53 Manly to win, yeah.
Oh no, I think that 1-12 is a good hunch and very tasty eating.
Yeah.
Also, don't be shy on Manly's left winger if you want a little aside something.
Yeah. Do yourself a favour. No, but I think this is a really good bet because if you think the Warriors win, I think, like I said, we don't win 13+. So if you're saying the Warriors are going to win, don't take $2.55 on the head. Go the 1-12. Get a little bit more juice.
I think Ruben Garrick's out as well.
Oh, I haven't seen because I've deleted Supercoach off my app.
So we'll have a look at team lists tonight, but that could, with Garrick and Kohler out, that definitely weakens their backline.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet. All right, let's take one last break and then we'll come back with Off the Back Fence.
Oh, a long kickoff. The offload to Henwood and he's off the back fence. Boom time.
Okay, look, I'm a Warriors member. I'm Warriors diehard. My kids are members. We park in the same place. It's exactly 1 kilometre away from the stadium, and we walk. We march with the fans and their flags and their jerseys that range from 95 right through to the present day. It's the most diverse crowd. It's the most beautiful fan base. Everyone's chirped up. Everyone's happy as we wander into Mount Smart. We talk about it being a fortress. We talk about the wins. Are we going to go 13 plus tonight? Are we going to go 1 to 12? Oh, we're going to destroy them. Then the game ends. And it's a long trudge back to the car. It's a long 1 kilometre walk, 1,000 metres, a different amount of numbers if you do things in the other system that Americans do them in feet. It's probably like 2,000 feet, right? That's not even relevant to what I'm talking about. But the joy is gone. And the whinging begins. Warriors fans, we've got to stop whinging. Don't worry about the ref, mate. We're always whinging about the ref. Then I go online. It's just people. Here's what the Warriors Instagram looks like. Savage going, what's up, Usos? Great game. Let's go again next week. Then it's 4,000 comments going, oh, bloody ref. Douched us. Bloody Ashley Klein did us. Bloody Todd Smith did us. Who cares? We've got to stop whinging. If you look in other NRL threads, the Warriors are known as the most whinging fans in the NRL. That depresses me. We should just be proud of the Warriors. We should just be proud of the club. Look, we've been in the top 4 for the best part of the season. We've just slipped out to 6. But guess what? We are playing finals footy, baby. There are so many green shoots coming up from the Warriors. We have all these beautiful young players coming through. The Jersey Fleet team's nailing it. New South Wales Cup team's nailing it. And the first grade team is playing finals footy. So let's put the whinging aside and let's just focus on the Warriors going deep in the finals, brother.
Couldn't have said it any better, Di. Looking forward to that one going viral and seeing that 15 times across the weekend. Well said, mate. Enjoy the weekend. Up the wires, and we'll see you next week to preview a bit of finals footy.
Mate wires.
And Australia without rugby league is not Australia.